I've been working at Henderson Marketing for 3 years, and I thought I had everything figured out. My performance reviews were stellar, my clients loved me, and I consistently delivered results that exceeded expectations. But somehow I kept watching less qualified colleagues waltz past me into senior positions while I remained stuck in the same role. The breaking point came last month during our weekly strategy meeting. I watched my manager Sarah present her brilliant campaign concept for a sustainable fashion brand to the leadership team. The problem? I'd spent hours developing that exact concept, complete with the tagline and target demographic breakdown. Sarah presented it flawlessly, taking full credit while I sat there speechless. This wasn't the first time either. Over the past year, I'd noticed my ideas somehow becoming Sarah's insights in important meetings. The organic food campaign that won us a major client? Mine. The social media strategy that increased engagement by 200% for our biggest account? Also mine. But since all our brainstorming happened in casual conversations or informal whiteboard sessions, I had no paper trail to prove anything. After the meeting, I cornered Sarah in her office. That sustainable fashion campaign was my idea, and you know it. She barely looked up from her computer. Ideas are collaborative here. That's how teams work. Collaborative is one thing, taking complete credit is another. Sarah finally met my eyes, and her expression was almost amused. Look, I understand you're frustrated about not getting promoted, but making accusations isn't going to help your case. If you really think I'm stealing your ideas, prove it. That smug challenge echoed in my head for days. Prove it. Fine, I would. I spent the weekend crafting the perfect trap. I created a detailed campaign proposal that looked professional on the surface, but was fundamentally ridiculous underneath. The concept: marketing luxury sports cars to teenagers. Not young adults with disposable income, but actual teenagers with part-time jobs and no credit history. I included targeting strategies for high schools, suggested partnerships with arcade chains, and even proposed financing options for people with income verification. On Monday morning, I knocked on Sarah's door with my fake proposal, putting on my most enthusiastic expression. Sarah, I think I've had a breakthrough. This could be the campaign that defines our agency's innovative approach. I watched her eyes light up as she flipped through the pages. She nodded at all the right moments, asked a few surface-level questions, and promised to explore opportunities to present it to leadership. The following week, Sarah requested a spot in the executive meeting to present a game-changing campaign concept. I could barely contain my anticipation as she confidently laid out my ridiculous proposal to the CEO and department heads. We're looking at an untapped market with incredible growth potential, Sarah explained, clicking through slides about teenage luxury car ownership. The room grew increasingly quiet. Our CEO, Mr. Henderson, kept glancing at the financial projections with a confused expression. Finally, he interrupted. Sarah, I'm not sure I understand the logic here. How exactly do we expect 16-year-olds to purchase $60,000 vehicles? Sarah's confidence visibly cracked as she tried to explain the long-term relationship-building strategy. The meeting ended with Henderson questioning her judgment and asking if she'd thoroughly vetted this concept. Within 2 weeks, Sarah was demoted to a junior account manager role. A month later, she quietly resigned. I felt vindicated. Finally, someone who'd been stealing credit and blocking my advancement was getting what she deserved. I threw myself into my work with renewed energy, and last week I got called into Henderson's office to discuss my promotion to senior campaign manager. But yesterday, I learned something that completely shattered my sense of justice. Our former department head, who'd been fired for unrelated issues, reached out to me over drinks. He mentioned how Sarah had been constantly advocating for my promotion over the past year. She brought up your name in every leadership meeting, he said. Really went to bat for you, even when I thought you weren't ready. Said some pretty harsh things about how we were wasting your potential. The blood drained from my face. What do you mean when you thought I wasn't ready? He looked uncomfortable. Let's just say Sarah was protecting you from some conversations that wouldn't have reflected well on management. Now I'm sitting here, promoted into Sarah's old position, knowing that I destroyed the career of someone who was actually fighting for me. She wasn't my enemy. She was my advocate, and I was too paranoid and vindictive to see it. AITA for destroying an innocent person's career with a fake proposal when she was actually trying to help me?